Hello everyone, I'm Professor Tanya Bhattacharjee and I'm going to discuss on the topic Introduction to Ethical Hacking today in this video. To begin with, it's very crucial to know about certain terms related to hacking. The first is what is hacking, next who is a hacker, and third who is an ethical hacker. Now, what is hacking? Hacking is the act of identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities in a system, network, or application to gain unauthorized access, manipulate data, or disrupt operations. Now, hacking can be performed for both stealing information or damaging systems or for legitimate purposes such as performing a penetration test on a computer's network or organization's network for improving their security and making their network more stronger. Now, hacking is performed by whom? It is performed by a hacker. Now, who is a hacker? A hacker is an individual skilled in technology, particularly computers, networks, or programming, and a person who exploits vulnerabilities in a system to gain unauthorized access, steal data, disrupt operations, or perform malicious activities. Now, after hackers, we should know who are ethical hackers. Now, an ethical hacker is a professional who uses hacking techniques responsibly to identify vulnerabilities in a system or network, and their goal is to strengthen the security measures by stimulating potential cyber attacks with the permission of the system owner, ensuring the protection of data and assets. That means what? An ethical hacker is a professional who has permission from an organization to conduct a test or a penetration test on their network to find out the vulnerabilities, and he should inform them about that so that they can take proper measures to strengthen their network and fix those flaws and vulnerabilities. Next, there are many incidents across the globe related to hacking. So I have noted down a few of them. So the first incident here is how a man hacked into a company's bank account and stole 18.74 lakh rupees. Navi Mumbai police have unearthed a cyber theft case where a man allegedly hacked into the bank account of a company and stole 18.74 lakh using only SIM card. Okay. Now the next example here I have given is a case in Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad where they received multiple complaints about WhatsApp accounts. Fraudsters ask victims to forward calls or messages to a specific number, and with that they track or trick the users to give their OTP and login details to the fraudsters. Now, similar to the illegal hacking examples, I have mentioned an ethical hacking example also here. In Begusarai, a local boy claims to have discovered a potential bug in a Google, which the search engine thinks could have led hackers to successfully attack its security and needed to fix. Rituraj Chaudhary, a second year student of IIIT Manipur, claimed that as a passionate bug hunter. He is also claimed as a passionate bug hunter. He reported this vulnerability in the Google, and he got his name listed into the list of researchers in Google as well. Now there are different types of hackers in the world, and they are categorized into three categories. First is a white hat hacker, second black hat hacker, and third is a gray hat hacker. Now, who are white hat hackers? White hat hackers are also known as the ethical hackers. They never intend to harm a system, rather they try to find out the weaknesses in a computer's network or in a organization's network. And how they find it out? They do it by penetration testing and vulnerability assessments. They find out and then they report it to the organization, and with the help of those information the organization can fix those. Now, next is the black hat hackers. They are called as crackers as well, and they are those people who hack in order to gain unauthorized access to a system and harm its operation or steal sensitive information for their own purpose. Their intent is never good, it is always illegal and bad. Now, grey hat hackers are a combination of both white hat hackers and black hat hackers. They lie somewhere between these two categories. Grey hat hackers are a blend of both the black hat and white hat hackers. Like I said, they act without malicious intent but for their fun. They will exploit the security weaknesses of an organization's network or a particular person's network, and they do it for just for fun, or maybe they just do it for gaining some bounty from the owner. So these are the three types of hackers present in the. Next, we move on to the ethical hacking process. In the ethical hacking process, there are mainly 6 steps. First is reconnaissance, second scanning, third gaining access, next then comes maintaining access, then comes clearing tracks, and then reporting. Now in the reconnaissance phase, the attacker gathers information about the target using different kinds of active or passive means. Now there are certain tools to do that. Now, one is Maltego and Google Docs. Next is the scanning. In this process, the attacker begins to probe a target machine or the network for vulnerabilities that can be exploited, and the tools used for this are Nessus, Nexpose, and Nmap. Now after the scanning and the reconnaissance phase, then comes the gaining access step. In this, actually the vulnerability is located and the attacker attempts to exploit it in order to enter into the system. The primary tool used for is this Metasploit. Now after the attacker gains access to the system, he will try to maintain the access. How does he do that? He will do it by installing some backdoors into the system, so that he needs to so that he can access the system whenever he wants. He can log in and log out the system without getting trapped into the log. Now Metasploit is the preferred tool for this as well. Now after maintaining access, the next step comes is the clearing tracks. In this process, what happens is the this is the process is actually an unethical activity. It has to do with the deletion of logs of all the activities that took place during the hacking process. That means what? The hacker will delete all the paths he has traversed, all the logs that has been registered during the hacking process, and this is a very unethical activity. The last step is reporting. Reporting is the last step of finishing an ethical hacking process. Here the ethical hacker compiles a report with the findings and the job that was done successfully. And what does he list in that? He lists out the tools used, the success rate, the vulnerabilities found, and the exploited processes. So this was the basics of the introduction to ethical hacking. Thank you.